Hello everybody, welcome back to a new episode of Transport Fever 2, and once again we have the view at the city which is slowly becoming the capital of my enterprises, although I actually placed my office over here. Won't matter. So what's the plan for today? Well, we have some routes going, and I'm still intending to get a bit, not completely, but a bit of an oil run starting, and the reason for that is simple. At some point I will have to transport it, and it's going to make me a lot of money, especially with a refinery over here. Another thing I actually may do is checking if I'm able to start machinery at some point, and the question of that is, am I able to transport it back? I got plastic here, I got plastic here, so this connection is giving me the option to drop oil and transport the plastic over here. I'm able to produce steel here, which is maybe a better solution as picking it up from here. But is there any city in need of? Yes, there is. So I could use the transport of plastic that way, and this is actually going to be a nice route. The thing is, I need steel here. I can drop that off up here, which means that I have to find a distance. You know what, I'm going to unpause first. I can do construction materials here, move on, pick up steel. That's not gonna work. What is going to work is this one. Let's see. First thing I need to do, I won't zoom out much. Station. Station is going somewhere over here, which is very useful for this steel factory as well. Picking up oil, transporting it this way, turn it into fuel, transport it back. That's what my train route is going to be. Which means I will have to do to drop off here as well. It's always fun when you have to build something. Especially when your income isn't good enough to do the whole railroad infrastructure yet. Reason for that is still this. So I can actually cut off this road if I want to. But the thing that's bothering me is, where do I have to put the main road to feed both the industrial and the residential area. Let's switch off that bright white. Now we have 2 truck stations. $3.28. Yeah, that's a big one. So for the time being it's not possible. What's my plan? Well, okay, station there. Truck pickup post up here. And I will connect it to those 2 roads. Bus station here, connected to those 2 roads. So the transports are actually moving like this or like that. I will connect this oil well to that refinery and transport from the refinery back, so I can pick up the oil and transport it by train up to here. From this point, I think I actually did that already. Yes, I did. From this point I will transport the oil to the refinery and back, where the fuel is picked up and transported by train this direction again. That's the plan. The thing is, it's going to cost me a lot of money. So it's not something I can easily do. As said, I can start with setting up some of the infrastructure. But that's it for now. And we'll have to do something similar here, although over here it's probably a little bit easier due to the location of the city. I can easily build up a road here, and after the station is built I could actually make a connection here. Make a connection up here, which is touching my cargo station, making it a lot easier to set up a cargo area, including the platforms. So for now there's not much I can do. I also want to set up a transport system for the construction materials to this and have the train return to a station I'm going to build over here, which is going to pick up steel and drop that steel off somewhere I can actually use it. Problem, once again, there's nothing that can use it over here. So setting up the whole steel industry and later the plastic as well isn't needed yet, because this distance is too short. This distance is very much too short. Which means, all in together, that the only option for today is actually setting up the oil industry here. Country roads for now 40 kilometers an hour, because my transports aren't moving faster as 20 kilometers an hour anyway. Time to turn a map, and I will do this in 2 stops actually. The first one is to figure out how it's going to be, like that, for the 6. By building in steps, I will usually save some money. So that's done. Buildings. Now, for now, I will need 2 trading routes, and one is from the oil well to the refinery, and the other one will most likely be from the refinery to the train station. I'll have to see how that works out. But the nice part is I need 2 routes. One is doing a 3 stop, one is doing a 2 stop. I can set up the 2 stop right now without having any other problems. The only question is and I let the game run for a reason, because I want to start increasing my finances. The only question is, how long should my platforms be? One is feeder, one is heading over to town. I don't want to have them stop at the same area. So let's see the ones on. Let's go up a little bit. It's going to be like this. that's it for now. Later I will add the exit so trucks can actually move like this or like this. We'll see, because I may at some point have to add this grain farm to the trip, or if this city needs food, I will just set it up like that. Now the same thing with buildings needs to be done here. Use it. So done. And where's the industrial area in the north? I always build my depots a little bit away from the road, simply because if it gets wider it won't be possible if the depot is there, and that may be a big bummer. Now I need one here going that way, and I'll leave it like that. Just need to change the name. And that's the name of the line. Two more things. Timer. And what it's going to load. This one is feeder, so nothing. Done. Next. I'll change to this one. I'm going to buy only 10, because time isn't really the essence right now. The only thing required is that it's going to make me some money. It will. Great. Hitting the wrong button. Now number 10. We're going to do the same thing with lines. I'm always going to do so we can actually see what it's doing. That one. And let's start off with number 1. Ah, there it is. 14 minutes, holy smokes. Yeah, 10 is enough. Actually, looking at this, 10 would be too many. Oh, never mind. Seconds, which means if I later add another one, this part is already with 10 doing 85 seconds, and with the train station being added, could actually try to give that an option. Let's see, this one, same size. Yeah, think about the future. It also means I can't repay my loan anymore. But never mind that. Now I need to think. Because I've got a train going down here. And that's another reason I want this one. I can actually use this one to fill this part and these for the other side. So I have to go down this way, so that's at least 2 tracks, one south, one north. I need 2 goods. I'm able to pick up 2 goods, so I need 4 cargo platforms. And 2 passenger platforms, which means I will have 3 passenger platforms. I can always add another one over here. If I build a cargo platform, I lose 2 tracks. So 1 cargo. Let's set 2 cargo. 3 cargo. And that's 1, 2, 3, 4. So I will need another track. Now I'm out of money. that's it. I will need cargo buildings, and although those are the best, I just realized I do run into a problem. Ay, ay, ay. Because the way it looks now, the only spot I can build my cargo buildings is at the other side at the end. And that's not what I wanted. I also want to have an express lane here. Let me think. Just let me think for a moment. 1, 2, 3, 4 platforms needed. 1, 2, 3, 4 platforms needed. That leaves me one spot for either buildings. No, I've got a better idea. Because if I turn, just give me a moment. If I turn this track into one direction and later build another track in able to head the other direction, I actually may have solved my problem. No, I haven't. And this means that a drop-off point also have to become a pick-up point. There is an alternative. One direction, 2 directions, 1, 2, 3, 4 cargo, 2, 3, 4 cargo, so that's okay. I can remove that one. Now let's see. It's not what I want to. If I build a platform here, I still like the room. What about a small one? Also blocking. Right, problem solved. As you can see, 5 platforms, but one is a single track here. Later I will remove the passenger wait a second. Never mind. I'll keep a small building. And I'll keep that one. And the rest can be. And I made a mistake again. So that is owned by me. Done. Yeah, sure. Okay, again. Like that. And finally, buildings, cargo, platform. And that's going to cost me a bit. And as you can see, the train station lights up white, which means there is a road connection. The only thing I need to do is make sure I'm able to get a better connection. Configure road access 27k. There you are. Now with that done, I can actually rename this into cargo road, and since I hadn't done that yet, I can set up the other line, which I'm not going to use yet. Just need to use the right manager. Later this will change after I've set up the second road connection. This is what the line is going to be. So, oil to the refinery to the train station, transported away. And I think that name explains itself. From crude to oil, going to the railroad, and it's going to be done by roads. Meanwhile, I'm going to have a look here. Already 44k. That's how easy it is to make money. If you let go of your principles. Still not happy about the construction of the train station. Never mind. Later I will set up the infrastructure. Bus station, this area, one route going clockwise, one route going counterclockwise as always. So my passengers are actually able to move into the commercial area and buy/sell stuff. I will do the same thing over here. Setting up the infrastructure, cargo area, bus area, one clockwise, the other way around, one clockwise, one counterclockwise, and over time maybe even use a tram for that. So, the question I can ask myself now is, should I set up this route as well, or should I wait? I'm going to set it up and wait. And I'll explain in a bit what I mean. First of all, I need to set up the location of my road depot. There. Cargo buildings. One on the left, one on the right. One. Two. Hang on, maybe. Now, what do I mean with yes I will and yes I won't? Well, what I'm going to do is setting up this new line, and that too it will be the feeder, but this time I won't build the connecting road. I'll do that after this train station is built, so I can actually make shortcuts. For now, things will remain like this, and I will do that shortcuts because I need the fuel here. So eventually I have to run a line from this refinery to that area, but I don't know how large I'm going to build my train station yet. It's at least two platforms, maybe three. So I may run into the same problem I have over here, needing the same platform for drop off and picking up. For fuel, it's not a problem. The fuel can be dropped off at the same platform I'm going to pick up the oil, because it's going to be the same train. But for instance, steel needs another platform. The grain may need another platform, and if I will add those two, I probably won't add those two. I may actually connect those to the steel factory. That would make things a little bit easier. But as said, I will build the last part after I made a railroad connection to this city. Start them. Once again, 10. Yeah, of course, it's nothing to view. Okay, I should pay more attention to what I'm doing. 98 seconds, so for now it's doing okay. And we already have a shitload of oil over here. So that's going well. Soon that one will be making money as well. And my next one will be setting up something over here for the coal and the iron. Thinking plastic needs boxcars, steel needs side stakes, machinery need boxcars. That makes it complicated because I still aren't able to transport something back from here to here. Unless I do goods, but goods, where's goods factory? Require wood and plastic. That one's completely down. That one is going to eventually end up here. I have wood here. I need planks, so this is going to be transported back and forth to a sawmill. Question is, where is a sawmill? And I still need, here's also wood, there's a sawmill. Sawmills, surprise surprise, are a 2-to-1 condition. Which means if I take wood this direction, I will need another sawmill forest for feeder. So that one can be sent over here, that direction or this direction, and then with plastic. So you see, it's not as easy as it looks. And if I was doing the somewhat unmodded version of this game, I could actually make tools out of wood. Don't ask me why, I don't understand the logic, although I do know that the old tools use wooden hilts or hafts or whatever you want to call it to grab it. So that does make sense, but in general tools would require wood and steel and later wood and plastic. That should be a little bit more realistic. But goods isn't an option. option yet, which also means that supplying anything from here using the same kind of cars as I use to transport the construction materials isn't working for now. I simply need something to transport from here, so I need to increase this city to make sure that I'm actually going to be able to transport something requiring metal here. But I am sort of tied up to map generation, and map generation isn't really in my favor looking at things, but I won't start over. Eventually it's going to work out, because I can always combine trains. One route I could do in the end, oil here to the chemical plant, to that area turned into plastic and machinery, going back up here to drop it off and then picking up oil again. Question is how to get the oil there, but one thing at a time. I'm also making that many tools over here that I could actually start delivering tools to another company, another city at some point. How am I doing with the tools? So I would actually need to do a lot better. But there's one loan left to repay, and look at the amount of money. Simply by transporting oil, I kinda doubled my income in 2 years. Considering I did 1.2k in investments, which is including the rail transport I was working at, it's quite nice. What do my headquarters do? My company score went up to 8. Now let's go over to the headquarters. Nothing changed. I think the first change is at 10. What I do now want to know is whether or not I have to add a tram track here. Looks like I don't have to yet. So that's working well. If I do a big run by steel from here, that direction, I could actually pick up steel for no, won't This one is going to be tough with the machinery and the goods and not really having anything nearby to supply it in the first place. This will be easy. Picking up grain, transport it that direction. I'm able to start a feeder route here. So dropping off the food at the station, transport it back. I'm planning to do a train track this way anyway, so that won't be much of a problem. One, two, three. No. 2 sawmills for this. Two factory fuels and tool. So this one could actually, I will probably set up 2 routes, 2 passenger routes, connect the northern and the southern part of the rivers at some point. To keep 2 separate systems. Here we got oil. Here's another one, going to be very complicated with 2 industries, which I actually can't do. I prefer to pick up iron and coal in the same amounts and send that over to the steel plant, because that way with a 2 for 1 or iron coal 1 on 1, I know for sure that I always have the same amount of items, and that's making life a lot easier. It's making planning a lot easier too. Yes, I should have connected the iron mine we had up here to that steel mill and just simply had set up a route, because now it's disappeared. Now I have to wait for it to appear again, or I start using this one, but this distance is a lot bigger as that one. Tricky. Same with those 2. with that. This is 75 cargo items. For now it's enough. Wait, what? No. Ooh, for a moment I thought it was actually making an extra turn, but as a matter of fact, no it isn't. It's the hood. Yeah. Next session I will start working at the railroad track from this town, this direction. Set up the first passenger transport. However, I can't do that unless I connect up to here. And that brings me to one of the bigger problems. First of all, I need to expand that station. That in itself isn't a problem, because I only have to continue those two tracks. I currently have my mouse pointer over. I don't have to build up the entire station. But as soon as I start transporting passengers here, the whole tram will become obsolete. Plus, with 3 cities, I will need 2 trains. And to give you an idea about what's that going to cost me, one locomotive, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 trains, that's 1.1 million times 2. And I don't have that yet. And I doubt I actually have that next episode as well. Even with my 2 oil routes. Here's one oil train doing a nice amount. So even with that, I won't be able to make it. But for now, things are going nice. I'm not completely happy, but nice. I may actually start an oil route here as well, all the way up to the fuel refinery, as that would give me multiple income. One from the feeder, one from the route to the refinery, and one from the refinery to the fuel refinery. So that's something I may consider for next episode. And maybe I do that even before starting train stuff, because this is going to give me quite an income, really a nice income. But as said, that'll be next session. For now I call it a day. I hope you have enjoyed this and learned a little bit more. I hope to see you next time. Wishing you a very good day. Goodbye.